The EndSARS protest campaign garnered international attention last year, with artists like Beyonce, Rihanna, and Kanye West showing their support. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey also joined the movement by tweeting in support, and the EndSARS hashtag finally got its own customized Twitter emoji. Since the EndSARS campaign started in 2017, it has always ended as a hashtag on Twitter, but last year it was accompanied by nationwide protests. Last year, the campaign started after the operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad killed a man in Delta State. After gunning him down, they left his body by the roadside and stole his Lexus Jeep car.
Follow them, so they run.
Follow them, oh.
They run.
Did not kill the boy, oh. Save that Augele.
Save that Augele. See them.
009.
009.
For front of
Wetland
Hotel. See the Lexus, oh. Now the boy get this Lexus, oh. When they see her, see them, oh. They don't kill the boy, oh. The boy they road, oh. See them, oh. See them, oh. The boy don't die, oh. Who get that Lexus when they don't die, oh.
The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, is a Nigerian police force unit created in 1992 to deal with crimes associated with robbery, motor vehicle theft, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and firearms. Over the years, however, it has been linked to extrajudicial killings, extortion, torture, framing, and blackmail, and as recently as 2009 began harassing youths and turned into a witch hunt machinery against Nigerian youth with dreadlocks, piercings, cars, expensive phones, and risk means of expressions such as tattoos. Unlike in the past, where the protest would have only happened in Delta State for a day or two, and the EndSARS hashtag on Twitter would have ended in 2 days, the protest went on for over 3 weeks, and the EndSARS hashtag is still going on Twitter till today. The focus of this video, however, is not about the EndSARS protest, but about how Nigerians always manage to make Burna Boy the villain. Before the protest picked up on the ground, there was an outrage on Twitter Nigeria because the self-acclaimed African giant, Burna Boy, had not tweeted out his support for EndSARS. For not reacting fast enough to the EndSARS campaign, insults were poured on Burna Boy for labeling himself the African giant and not stepping up when he is needed, for fashioning himself like Fela Kuti through his music but not activism, for using the Nigerian struggle in his music to try and win a Grammy, and for calling Nigerian youth cowards in his music and on many other occasions. On labeling himself the African giant, they queried how Burna Boy could fight Coachella for big funds but could not have the balls to join the EndSARS campaign. I seriously don't see what calling out Coachella has to do with EndSARS. Burna Boy calling out Coachella was to put an end to how international media has been disrespecting African artists. And besides, Nigeria refused to represent the tag Giant of Africa very well. Burna Boy adopted the name African Giant, and he is doing a very good job representing it. I mean, in that regard, it is better a Nigerian artist ended up with the tag African Giant than an artist from another African country. On Fela Kuti, they questioned whether Fela Kuti's influence on Burna Boy just ended with the music, since Fela Kuti was known for fighting the government, even though there is no record of Fela Kuti ever holding a protest against the government. And just like Burna Boy, he only used his music as a weapon. Nigerians were questioning whether Burna Boy, who according to them copies Fela, can step up and be like Fela, forgetting that Burna Boy has said many times that he is not Fela and that Fela Kuti is just his hero.
So I see you have this chain on your chest, and it's Fela. I don't know if everybody knows who that is, but
I hope everybody does.
I hope everybody does. But why Fela? And in a way, are you the Fela for our generation?
No, I'm not the Fela of any generation.
Are you carrying the torch? Or
No, I'm not carrying any torch.
So what is the story behind
Fela's
the chain?
is Fela. The chain is he's my hero. Do you understand? The same way Spider-Man is every 3-year-old white boy's hero. Yeah, Fela is my hero. Do you understand?
On trying to win a Grammy using the Nigerian struggle, they were referencing the fact that Burna Boy's 2019 album, African Giant, which was nominated for the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards, had songs that talked specifically about the Nigerian struggle. From Wetin Man Go Do to Another Story to Collateral Damage. Honestly, the people who are saying this must be those who started listening to Burna Boy in 2018 after he blew up. But for real die-hard Burna Boy fans who have been following his music since 2011 know that Burna Boy has always been about the struggle. His very first single, Freedom Freestyle, which was also his very first song played on the radio, was about police brutality and injustice. His earlier biggest songs before the Grammy talk, like Soke and Yawade, talked about Nigeria's problems. One of my favorite Burna Boy songs is My Cry, featuring M.I., from his Life album, where Burna Boy says, "Just the dirty politicians, just give them a pen and the money goes missing. They are the world's greatest magicians, and anything they say, the public have to listen." The song talks about politicians using the poor man's pain, struggle, and hustle to secure what they want. On calling Nigerian youths cowards in his music, they were citing his song Collateral Damage, where he sings,
"Fight for your right to you could the fear. Police go slap you, you could the fear. Fight for your picking them, you could the fear. You could the fear. Ambassador."
The song Collateral Damage was just a wake-up call for them to fight for their rights as they were doing in that particular moment, but because it was Burna Boy who had sung the song, they interpreted it as him calling them cowards. They also brought up a video Burna Boy did early last year after the office of the Accountant General of the Federation caught fire. In the video, he condemned Nigerians for causing the arrest of actress Funke Akindele after dragging her on Twitter, calling for her arrest after she flouted the social distancing and ban on public gathering that had been imposed in Lagos due to the coronavirus pandemic by hosting a birthday party for her husband. He mocked them, saying the energy they used to get Funke arrested is the same energy they should be using on the government.
Nigeria, hello. You see the new one. Accountant General office don't catch fire. Finance office don't catch fire. You see how they don't disburse funds. Fire don't catch. Yes, sir. But everything will happen for Nigeria. Nigerians deserve them. Yeah, I talk am so. And I deserve them because to say we the youths or you now we did this Twitter and whatever, if you use that same energy, we wanna use the tweets and this NCDC have been abusing that thing. They tweet them, say make them go arrest Funke Akindele, make them do this one, this thing because she did her house once. Make you use that same energy we wanna use. Say make Funke, make innocent woman we be say she dey work for her money, she dey do wetin she guys do to feed her family. Yeah, Beji. Una say make them go arrest. Now she has lost her all her endorsement deal, the way she feel. Make una use that same energy. Tackle una politicians. We don't make una. The people that you people have learned to love and embrace.
Nigeria, hello.
You now they love them, they hate them. Now them they thief your money. Now them they use the public. We will be say everything we will get now sweat we use they get them. Nigerians hate that one. Make una use that energy. If not, una go so far. No worry. This is the beginning. And the finance office don't burn down now. Money don't share. Make una tag.
Documents don't burn.
They looked for every reason to drag Burna Boy just because he had not tweeted about EndSARS. They also brought up a post he made on his Instagram in the beginning of last year where he said that he knows for a fact that his country Nigeria is home to the largest number of backward and progressive fools, saying that he will fight for them because they are not mentally advanced to fight for themselves. It is funny how they were calling Burna Boy a coward, yet they were still afraid of going out to protest on their own. They expected Burna Boy to be their leader since he had been vocal about Nigeria's problems in his songs and on the many other occasions like I have stated here. It was not until Runtown came out and called for a protest that the protests officially began. They had dragged Burna Boy for 5 straight days on Twitter just because he had not tweeted. It was not until October 10th that his girlfriend, Stefflon Don, posted on Twitter about the problem at hand, saying, "I really don't get how people can be so evil, especially against their own. This S makes me sad. Hashtag EndSARS. Hashtag F the system. Hashtag love your people." And a Twitter user asked her, "Where is your mans?" To which she replied, "He is doing something that will help out a lot, more than just sending out a tweet. I promise. Hashtag he is working. Hashtag God knows. Hashtag EndSARS. Hashtag end police brutality." And later on in the day, Burna Boy would tweet out his manifesto that he had been working on with the hashtags EndSARS, End Youth Profiling, End Police Brutality. He had created a fund called Project Protect Nigeria to help protesters that were harmed or arrested by SARS during and after the protests. He had also launched a campaign called Miss Education Foundation to combat misinformation, stating that the major issue is profiling. It shouldn't be a crime to be a young person in your own country. He also announced that he had put up EndSARS billboards all over the country. All this he did because he was tired of the EndSARS hashtags and was keeping his word from 2019 where he had said he no longer wanted it to be just a Twitter protest. So he took his time and came up with a plan. Project Protect was of great help during the protests, providing medical and legal aid, and providing essentials like data, raincoats, umbrellas, food, and water to protesters. Also, the EndSARS billboards made a big impact for the people who are not on Twitter, as they would drive or walk by and become aware of what was happening. Burna Boy would eventually reveal that he was dealing with a personal family issue at the beginning of the protests, that his mom had serious surgery, and that they were all invested in making sure she recovers. Celebrities are always expected to speak up and raise awareness about certain issues as they happen, like the Black Lives Matter in America and the EndSARS in Nigeria. And it is okay to expect celebrities to speak up as they have platforms that can raise awareness about those issues, but it was very unfair for Nigerians to use that as a point of attack towards Burna Boy. Burna Boy, who has been using his music to speak up against injustices and calling out politicians for their unfair actions against their citizenry since the beginning of his career, Nigerians had also forgotten that Burna Boy had called for a moment of silence during his concert in New York in 2019 for Kolade Johnson, who was killed by SARS. Anyway, a prophet is not accepted in his hometown, because as Nigerians were dragging Burna Boy, he was trending in Zimbabwe for the opposite reasons. Zimbabweans were calling on each other to vote for Burna Boy for an award he was nominated for, and not vote for one of the Zimbabwean artists who had been nominated, since Burna Boy supported them with the Zimbabwean Lives Matter campaign. Burna Boy has shown time and again how much he loves his country. It is only a person who loves you who will speak up and tell you the truth. He is a once-in-a-generation type of artist who uses his music not only to entertain but also to speak up about the problems facing his country, and is also outspoken about these problems outside his music. History will remember Burna Boy for his contribution to the EndSARS campaign. His album African Giant subconsciously awakened Nigerians to their plight, and his constant criticism made them angry not to sit down and do nothing. They finally decided not to be cowards.
EndSARS!